Yes, so this is basically the outline of my presentation that I will be following today. So let's move to the background first. The information and communication. Nowadays, our modern societies rely heavily on information and communication technology systems, which are all around us. For example, in our homes, in schools, and in all the infrastructure which allows our society to work and function properly. And due to all these technological advancements, there is a shift in focus towards the integration of ICT systems into more complex systems, and which basically offer more functionality than simply the sum of these individual systems, right? So beside all those functional benefits, there are also some concerns and consideration that should be taken into account. For example, these systems might be heterogeneous in nature, they might have some internal conflicting goals, and these autonomous entities might inter-constituent negotiation model. So as the name implies, that this is a model which is basically proposed to address the problem of coordinating allocation and demand of shared resources in a system of cyber physical system. And you could see in the figure that this process is actually based on proposal and counter proposal protocol, right? and and we have actually in order to facilitate this bilateral negotiation between the connected agents, we have activated a special type of tactical concerns, which are inter-constituent tactical concerns, which basically represent the preferences of their connected domain in each agent, right? So this now each constituent agent not only performs the intra constituent optimization, but it also performs the interconstituent negotiation with its connecting agent. And this negotiation is basically initiated by the consumer. It calculates a demand proposal which is communicated to the resource agent, and then the resource agent, based on its internal decision making process, come up with a counter allocation proposal, right? So due to back and forth exchange of allocation and demand proposals, both agents actually try to influence the internal operation of each other agent through their inter-constituent tactical concerns, and try to narrow down the differences between their allocation proposals and demand proposals. So this process is basically repeated until all the agents reach an agreement state, or the inter constituent agent negotiation period times out, right? So this negotiation model basically ensures the autonomy of each constituent agent, and it also ensures that their communication is asynchronous, and it also provides a support for conflict resolution as well, for the case where the negotiating parties cannot reach an agreement. So could you please move on to the next slide? Yes. So think of a scenario where the preference of conflict of preferences exist, and the negotiating parties cannot reach an agreement. So in that scenario, we provide a support for conflict resolution. And how is it done? Basically, we distinguish between constrained and unconstrained preference input. As Inq mentioned before, that we define the relative importance of these objectives or concerns towards each other, because there is a scenario, there is a situation where one strategic goal or one tactical concern is relatively more important than the other. So we have modeled it in the form of relative importance, and in case of the conflict between the negotiating parties, we actually take into account their relative preference importance, and the solution that is selected in the end, it basically guarantees the selection of tactical concerns with the constrained preference before it considers the satisfaction of the tactical concerns with the unconstrained preference. So in this way, the negotiation parties guarantee that they will always end up in an agreement state. So this was basically about the inter-constituent negotiation model. So could you please move on to the next slide? So due to the time shortage, I actually excluded these slides from the presentation, and now I want to move on to the experiments that we have done. So if you could move on to the experiments, yes. So basically, for we have conducted three sets of experiments for experimental validation of our proposed approach. And today, due to time constraint, I will be discussing only the first two experiments, which are baseline and peak clipping experiments. Yes, please move on to the next slide. So this is the case study that we have considered for the experimental validation of our proposed approach. And if you could see that in our study, in our case study, the commercial greenhouse growers and virtual power plant are basically used as an example for of a system of cyber physical system. And you have already heard a lot about commercial greenhouse growers from the previous presentation, that they are responsible for ornamental pot plants and vegetables, and they require electricity. So virtual power plant is basically aggregate all these consumers, electricity consumers, and represent them as a single entity within the grid. And this virtual power plant basically propagates a demand response event uh, to the group of consumers through load management requests. And then in response, these consumers actually employ their internal decision making process to adapt their electricity demand with respect to the load management requests. So now moving to the first experiment, that is basically in this experiment we have simulated the following topology that you could see on your screens. Here the three consumers are basically connected to the virtual power plant, right? And each of the, as I mentioned earlier, that each of the domain or each of the agent is a complex entity. They have their internal domain specific goals, right? So we have modeled them using their domain specific tactical concerns. So in the commercial greenhouse grower, you could see a concern named as production TC, which is responsible for achieving the production goals with respect to the plant's growth. And then it also has another domain specific goal, which is responsible for minimize consumption TC, that tries to minimize the consumption of the electricity. And similarly, the on the VPP side, you also have a domain specific concern that is that represent to change the planned consumption of the electricity based on the market conditions and some capacity constraints. And then you could see some more concerns which are basically named as ICTC. That means these are the concerns which we have actually configured or introduced in order to facilitate the bilateral negotiation between all these agents. And of course then they also have some issues which are topics of negotiation over which these concerns actually negotiate over. So in commercial greenhouse grower, we have a light plan, and similarly in the virtual power plant we have a allocation plan which actually allocates electricity based on the demand of each consumer. So moving to the first experiment, that is so the purpose of this experiment is, if you could see that this is a baseline experiment and the resources are unconstrained. So that means that there is no limit, or there is no limit on the amount of resources, so the consumers can easily get the amount of electricity which they demand. So the purpose of this experiment is basically to show that how our proposed coordination mechanism coordinates the allocation and the consumption of shared resources in a dynamically evolving system of cyber physical system, where all the consumer will be allocated their requested demand, right? So if you could see that I have seen in the upcoming two other slides as well, that consumer CA1, the CGG1, I call it consumer one, it connects to the virtual power plant at time instant T naught, right? And then if you go to the other slide, consumer two connects to the VPP at time instant T1, and similarly consumer 3 connects at a different time instant, right? So this shows that the system is evolving over time. So before connecting each of the consumer, before connecting to the virtual power plant, each of the consumer basically computes their baseline demand profile, right? And then they communicate this baseline demand profile to the VPP. In response, the VPP, because the resources are constrained, there is no load demand response event. So what will the VPP will do? VPP will basically try to allocate the amount of resources demanded by the by the consumer, and in response it will create an allocation issue for each connected consumer. And it will also create in response the number of technical concerns in order to facilitate the bilateral negotiation with each consumer, right? So for each consumer, it will have two interconstituent technical concerns to facilitate this asynchronous bilateral negotiation. And we could see that the proposed approach is basically able to coordinate the demand and allocation of resources in a system which evolves over time. And this dotted line basically represents the aggregated baseline, and we could see that each of the consumer has been allocated the amount of resources which they have demanded in each slot. And the baseline is also updated as soon as the new consumers are basically connected to the virtual power plant. So this was the baseline experiment. Now moving to the next experiment, which is basically um to the, if you could go to the next slide, please. Yes, so this is the second experiment that I have included in this presentation today. So this is basically representing a scenario for constrained resources. And this experiment illustrates that how conflict is resolved between this constituent agents when conflict of preferences exist. And therefore we have simulated a scenario where the VPP basically receives a demand response event from demand response service, and which requires the modification of the aggregated baseline profile. So if you could see that in slot 11 there is a conflict, the dotted line represents the aggregated baseline, whereas the blue bars represent the preference input of the VPP, and it actually requires one of the consumer to shed its load to resolve the conflict. So if you go to the next slide, so you will see that all the consumers basically uh, we have the same topology that we followed in the baseline experiment. So if you could see that, of course, 11th slot was the slot where all the consumer needed the electricity, right? So when the inter-domain negotiation or inter-constituent negotiation is done between all these consumers and the resource domain, so we could see that the consumer 1 and consumer 2 reached an agreement with the virtual power plant, but the consumer 3 is in conflict with VPP. Why? Because the VPP actually honors the demand response event and allocates 1 megawatt less to one of the consumer. And in this experiment, it's the consumer 3 which got 1 megawatt less. And on the other hand, the consumer 3 also takes into account its production goal, and it demanded electricity in the slot 11. So ultimately it actually leads to a conflict between the negotiating parties. But in this experiment, the way we configured our experiment was that the virtual power plant representative, which is inter-constituent technical concern in the consumer 3, has a constrained preference. So if you could move on to the next slide, to show that in this experiment we could see that because the this if you could see this graph in the slide, that interconstituent technical concern has relatively more importance than the production goal of the consumer. So in this way, the conflict is basically resolved through graceful degradation of the production requirements in the greenhouse under the assumption that the operation of the VPP is more critical. And this conflict resolution mechanism basically guarantees that it will satisfy it will consider the satisfaction of the concern with the constraint preference before considering the satisfaction of the tactical concern with the unconstrained preference. So this is how this conflict will be resolved. And if you could see that it leads or it makes the consumer 3 to shed its load, and now in all the slots we could see that demand is exactly equals to the allocation. And yes, so this is how the conflict is basically resolved. So yes, this was the second experiment, and I have already taken some time in the beginning because of some miscoordination. So I will move on to the conclusion now. So basically, just to sum up what I have just mentioned, that this paper basically addresses the problem of coordinating demand and allocation of shared resources among constituent CPS. And in order to address that, we propose a meta model which further constitutes the intra-constituent optimization model, which is responsible for internal decision making. And we also propose an inter-constituent negotiation model, which basically ensures autonomy in each constituent agent and facilitates the asynchronous bilateral negotiation between the agents. And we have and the efficacy of the proposed approach is basically validated through simulation of different acyclic topologies ranging from simple to complex. And in this presentation, I just have shown the results which relates to one to many acyclic topology. And yes, and the results have shown that our proposed coordination mechanism is basically able to balance the individual requirements of multiple connected constituent CPS while adhering or while complying with the overall objective of the system. Yes, so that's all from my side. Thank you. And once again, I'm really sorry